I've been missing in action just a little bit. I apologize. I'm still trying to catch up. So it's like we're doing this every 3 game thing. Last game I was with you was Portland. We had Utah, Atlanta. No, wait. Last game I was with you was. So I haven't been with you guys since Atlanta, Toronto, or Miami. So 3 games. And I have to apologize with my school schedule and my work schedule. I have literally been slammed and have not been able to bring you my Kings analysis. The it's supposed to be the midday after the game. So I really apologize, guys. I'm going to get on schedule. I'm going to get on task. I promise. I have some openings coming up soon here where I'll have a little bit more time. So I'll get it in for you guys. But the subject of today's game is, since I've been gone, the Kings were on a 4 game road trip, and they went 3-1 on that road trip, which is fantastic. I'll take it all day. The Kings have been on the road 5 of the first 7 games of the season. They are coming home for 2 games, but for the Kings to be 4-3 is pretty good. It's okay after being on the road 5 or 7 of their first games. So they're holding it down. They're holding it down, and they went 3-1 on this recent road trip. So you can't really be mad at that. The Kings are trying to hold it down with this new team they have. They're a little short in the bench, and they're a little short period. So what they're doing right now is good. They just need to keep holding it down and keep getting their chemistry. Did you see that? Kings 3-1 on the current road trip, or this past road trip. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you joining me. The Sacramento Kings, since I've been gone, sorry I've been gone, haven't been able to do the past 3 games, but on the 3rd game, the Sacramento Kings are on a 4 game road trip and have gone 3-1 in that time. So that's what's up. You can't really be mad at that. Did you see that? The Kings holding it down on the road. The Kings have had the first 5 games, or the first 7 of their, the first 5 of their first 7 games on the road. So the Kings held it down on this past road trip. That's all you can really ask. 3-1 on a road trip is pretty good. They are now currently 3-4 and are in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 team tie for 4th place. Still early, obviously, so not a round out, but for the Kings to have a 3-1 road trip, I'm cool with that. Cool with that. Today is November 5th, 2024. I appreciate you joining me. Hopefully you're here for the whole video. I got some really important things to say about the Kings, and I just want to say what's going on to all my folks out there and all my Kings fans. It's your guy, Jay Woods, and I'm back at you with another episode of the Kings Morning After, Midday Cup of Joe with Jay.
Ah! I love it.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. I gotta be honest with y'all. It's actually the evening time. I can't even call it afternoon anymore. It's so late now. And it's just my schedule, y'all, just been really bogged down with so much different stuff, just tied up at every end, barely having time to do anything, just trying to get this video in so I could talk about these past 3 games for the Kings. Definitely need my hot coffee for this one, just because it is evening time. I'm gonna try to wake up and be exciting for you guys. Alrighty then. So, since I've been gone, the Kings defeated the Atlanta Hawks 123 to 115 in a very good game. It was a very interesting game, especially how The team was playing defense on the Hawks. De'Aaron Fox was really going at Trey Young. Yeah, it was pretty interesting to see how De'Aaron Fox was going after Trey Young using his size and using his quickness against him and his length. Really just getting in him, stealing the ball from him, and getting some blocks on him. The Kings outscored the Hawks in the first quarter. The Hawks got a little bit of, well, actually, the Kings outscored them also in the second quarter. So they were riding into halftime, outscored them in the third, and the Hawks were only able to come back a little bit in the fourth. So the Kings were able to hold their lead down, even though the Hawks looked like they scored a little bit more than them in the fourth. Kings were still able to hold their lead down. Leading scorer for the Hawks that night was Trey Young with 25, and De'Aaron Fox with a big 31 for the Kings. And then the Kings went down to Toronto and played the Raptors, but lost 128 to 131 in a pretty hard fought game where the Raptors came out scoring big 37 to 29. Kings got a little bit of get back before halftime. Raptors pulled away again. The Kings scored a lot of points in the fourth quarter and were actually able to bring it to overtime, which was pretty fun to see. But in the overtime, the Raptors pulled it out and were able to score a few more points than the Kings. Leading scorer for the Kings was DeRozan with 33 big points. And for the Raptors, it was actually RJ Barrett. And then in the past game, we had the Sacramento Kings defeat the Miami Heat 111 to 110 in a very good game and a nail biter ending where Domantas Sabonis was able to kind of just flip the ball in from about 5 or 7 feet away or so with no time on the clock and get the victory for the Kings. So that game was really exciting. It was a game where the Kings were pretty much winning most of the time. Well, the first half, it doesn't look like that because at the end of the quarters, the Heat was closing it out with more points than the Kings. Kings had a really, really big third quarter, which was able to bring them back into the game. The Kings actually scored more than the Heat, and like I said, had that last second shot by Domantas Sabonis to win the game. And leading scorer in that game was De'Aaron Fox with 28 points. DeMar DeRozan with a big 26 points. Domantas Sabonis with a huge 16 rebounds. I still think they need to get some help for that guy. Keegan Murray tries to help with a little bit of rebounding, 6 rebounds. De'Aaron Fox even had 6 rebounds, but they really need to get that guy some help in the rebounds column and the defense column, in my opinion. They need a couple big mobile guys that can play power forward or maybe that can play center. Because I don't know about the Sabonis just having to do this immaculate rebounding job every night. And for the Heat, their leading scorer was Tyler Hero, who had 27, and Jimmy Butler, who also had 27 points. Yeah, I kind of like these glasses. These are pretty cool, actually. So yeah, my cup of Joe is that the Kings need to keep riding, keep getting they need to string together victories, in my opinion. If they want to be like these other elite teams, they need to string together like 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row type victories. I think that's kind of the last step for the Kings. I shouldn't say last step because the Kings, to me, need a couple more players for them to be true championship level team. They have the foundation of a good team, but I think they're a little short in the bench. I also think they're a little short just period. And I feel like they're probably going to have to get one or two other guys that can rebound and help with the rebounding and defense. That's my cup of Joe. Black with one creamer.
Kings at home, winning 31 of the 36.
I need to give the Kings my eye test. Yeah, eye test. Eye test. Eye test. Eye test. Eye test. But yeah, so the Sacramento Kings in this game, it was a very back and forth game. In the first half, the Heat closed out the quarters very well and were able to lead at the end of both quarters in the beginning. And De'Aaron Fox was relentless to the hole which he needs to just go ahead and continue to do that. He can't really rely on his shot, just being honest. He did pretty good the other day shooting threes, but in this game, he missed, I want to say it was 10 threes. So, his shot is still up and down, but one thing he can do is go to the bucket, and he's very dangerous going to the bucket. He's a great slasher. He gets guys open that way as well when the double teams come down. So he needs to keep focusing on that game. One of the games they tried to start Doug McDermott. That didn't work. So now they're starting Keon again, which to me is fine. It works. I don't see why Malik Monk can't ever get a start. It's kind of weird to me, but okay. DeRozan just keeps hitting shots, keeps hitting shots. De'Aaron Fox using his midi game. Wow. Keegan Murray to the basket with a few dunks. He did that a couple times. Okay, and one. Nice steal by Keon Ellis. Oh wait, no, that was a Keon Ellis. Who was that? Was that DeRozan? Is either DeRozan or McLaughlin? De'Aaron using the midi game. I'm okay with the De'Aaron midi game. Man, nice cut, nice pass. DeRozan works seamlessly with our offense. Let's skip ahead to the end of the game. So at the end of the game, with 4 minutes left, it was tied 96-96. Heat with some great defense there, blocking the drive. Jimmy Butler with the new hairdo. By the end of the game, the Heat went up by 5. De'Aaron Fox, one of the clutch guys in the league, missed, and Sabonis was able to catch the ball and tip it right in for the win. And the Kings, I mean, man, during this 4-game road trip, they've been looking really cohesive. DeMar DeRozan really fits in with this team well. I mean, his ability to shoot mid-range and his ability to pass is just it just works. It's exactly what the Kings needed. His clutch ability as well, between him and Fox, it's going to be hard to stop those two guys at the end of games. And that's my eye test. Bottom line, the Kings morning after. Bottom line. Today's bottom line is my bottom line is the Kings need to keep doing what they're doing, keep working what they're working. Going forward, it's going to be hard to beat this team with De'Aaron Fox and DeMar DeRozan in the clutch. Those guys are real go-getters, and even Domantas Sabonis. As you see what he did at the end of this game, he won the game in the last second shot. My only concerns going forward is the size of this team and the depth of this team. Those are my two worries for the Sacramento Kings. And the Kings just need to string together victories. I always say that. I constantly say that. They want to be a good team or looked at as a good team. They need to start stringing together wins, multiple wins in a row. This 3-1 road trip was great. It's a great start. Now they need to continue at home. They play Toronto next. So Wednesday, November 6th, at home versus Toronto at 7 p.m. is the Sacramento Kings. And that's a home game. And then on Friday, after that, they have the LA Clippers at home. So two opportunities to break this tie in the West and move up a little bit in the Western Conference. So we'll see how they do going forward. So tomorrow, the Kings will be at home playing the Toronto Raptors. And the Raptors feature players such as Grady Dick, Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Davion Mitchell, and Emmanuel Quickley. The Kings already played this team, and they played them in Toronto, and they have an interesting new look, especially with Davion Mitchell at point guard. Davion has quickly adapted to this team's style of play, and he was out there fast breaking. He was getting steals, playing a ton of defense, stealing passes. He looked really vibrant and recharged and rejuvenated with this new team and this new opportunity for him to start. So beware of Davion Mitchell. And anytime he plays the Kings, you know it's going to be a revenge game. He's going to go out and try to ball as hard as he can to show the Kings that he shouldn't have been traded and those type of things. You know what I mean? So you can't let Davion Mitchell dictate the game. You can't let him steal the ball over and over from you, get steal passes. They play full court defense, which is kind of interesting, especially in this time and era of NBA basketball. So they are, by all means, a defensive team. The Kings need to make sure they go out, hold down their home court, and also play as good a defense as they can. They're a great offensive team. Obviously, go out there and score. Do not let this team hold them back. But at the same time, they need to be playing some defense as well. They need to set some type of tone on defense as well. This is a very young team. You know, the Kings are veterans and they should be favored to win. So the Kings just need to hold down their home court, play good defense, and score as much as they can, right? Obviously, and they'll get a victory against these Raptors. So there's no betting line. The betting lines won't be out until tomorrow. But if you want to bet on the Kings and do sports betting, no matter where you live, even if you're in California, I encourage you to use the link below down in the description. It's what I use to do sports betting, and it's cool because it allows you to sports bet no matter where you live. You can bet on the Kings. I like to bet on boxing and stuff. So if you like to do sports bets or you can bet on a lot of different stuff with that site. Actually, go down, check it out. Down in the description, click the link and check out Bet Us. Thanks. And as I always ask, please make a comment below. Comment about anything. Comment on how I'm doing. Comment on how this video went. Comment on how the Kings are doing. Comment on the weather. I don't care. Comment on anything. It helps the channel. Plus, as always, please like this content. Press that like button. Also, I need subscriptions. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I am going to have some really good analysis coming up. And we're also going to do some fun stuff. We're going to be watching games live and do some other really cool, fun, entertaining Sacramento Kings things. So if you're into Kings, Sacramento Kings, Kings Talk, Kings Analysis, I encourage you to go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Also, please comment. That helps as well. Making comments on the down below also helps me kick the algorithm's ass. So any of those things, like, share, subscribe. Do it for the channel, do it for me, do it for the Kings. Also, share this content if you can. I appreciate it. And I'll give you guys a motivational quote today. Let's see what we got here. Let's do an extensive search. Let's do some research here on Google. Okay, this quote is pretty interesting. This is a pretty good one. Stay away from those people who try to disparage your ambitions. Small minds will always do that, but great minds will give you a feeling that you can become great too. And that quote is from Mark Twain. Mark Twain, interesting enough. Stay away from those people who try to disparage your ambitions. Small minds will always do that, but great minds will give you a feeling that you can become great too. That's my motivational quote for you today. Take it how you want it. Analyze that. I think I get what they're trying to say. So don't let other people disparage your ambitions. Don't let other people get in the way of what you're trying to do. A great mind can do anything. And that's pretty much all that I got for you guys today. I really appreciate you joining me. Once again, we had to analyze the Kings Once again, I analyzed the Kings for you. We went in depth about the Heat. So hopefully you enjoyed the comment. Hopefully you've already clicked like. Please subscribe as well. And I just want to say thank you for joining me on the latest episode of the Kings Morning After Midday Cup of Joe with Jay. Yeah. Oh, it's not as warm as it was when I first started the video, but it's still good. But anyway, thanks for joining me. Check me out next time, the day after the next Kings game, which is tomorrow. So I'll do another review. This time, I'll try to be on time with it. Try to get it out to you by noon. But other than that, I want you guys to take care, and I'll see you later. But check out my moves before you go. It's good.